You're sitting across from her. Same table, same place. But something feels off. She's laughing at something on her phone, and you're right there, but somehow you're not with her anymore. And it hits you quietly. When did we start feeling like this? Why does she feel so close, but so far? Is she pulling away, or am I imagining it? Does she even realize what she's doing? Here's the truth most people miss. She's not distant because she doesn't feel anything. She's distant because she feels too much and doesn't know what to do with it. You're not losing her. You're watching her try to protect herself from something real. And listen, you're not crazy for noticing this, and she's not broken for feeling it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what it looks like when she's emotionally attached, but convincing herself she isn't. And more importantly, how to read what's actually happening beneath the surface. Let's get into it. Most couples believe emotional attachment is obvious. You either feel it or you don't. But the real truth is, attachment doesn't always show up as closeness. Sometimes it shows up as confusion, mixed signals, and emotional distance that doesn't quite make sense. Because her nervous system is trying to solve two different problems at once: the desire for connection and the fear of what that connection might cost her. So what you see on the surface? Pulling back, acting unsure, creating space. But underneath, there's longing, there's attachment. There's something real trying to exist without feeling unsafe. And once you understand that, everything you're about to hear starts to click. She pulls away right after getting close. Here's the part no one talks about. Most people in relationships think inconsistency means lack of interest. But in reality, inconsistency often means emotional conflict. Because when she gets close to you, really close, something in her lights up. But right after that, something else kicks in. Fear. Not of you, but of what she's starting to feel. So one day, she's fully present, laughing, leaning in, texting you first. And the next, she's distant, quiet, slightly withdrawn. And your brain goes, what changed? But nothing changed. Something surfaced. It's like her system is saying, this feels good, maybe too good. I need space to understand it. Disconnected version. You. Why do you always pull away after we have a good time? Her. I don't know. I just need space. Connected version. You. I notice sometimes after we get close, you go a bit quiet. I'm not mad. I just want to understand you better. Her. Pauses. Yeah, I think I get overwhelmed sometimes. And when you respond like that, the push-pull starts to feel less like rejection and more like something you can both move through. And that's when the distance stops feeling like a wall and starts feeling like something you can walk through together. She downplays what you mean to her, and this is where it gets really interesting. Most couples assume if someone is attached, they'll express it clearly. But for some people, saying how much they care feels like losing control. So instead, she minimizes it. She'll say things like, it's not that serious, or I'm just going with the flow, even when her actions tell a completely different story. Because admitting how much she feels means vulnerability. And vulnerability, for her, might feel like risk. Not because she doesn't trust you, but because she's not sure she can handle being hurt. So her brain quietly protects her with thoughts like, don't go all in, stay chill, don't get attached. Disconnected version. Her. Yeah, it's whatever. I'm not really thinking about it like that. You feel confused. Connected version. You. Sometimes it feels like you downplay things, but your actions say something deeper. Her. Softens. Yeah, I think I do that. And when that truth is seen without pressure, something shifts. She stops needing to hide how she feels, because it no longer feels unsafe to be honest. And that's when the connection starts to feel real instead of guarded. She gets affected by you, more than she admits. Not indifferent, not detached, not unaffected, but deeply impacted in ways she doesn't always show. Most people think emotional attachment looks like constant expression, but often it looks like silent reactions. You say something small, she remembers it all day. You pull back slightly, she feels it immediately. But instead of expressing it, she contains it. because showing how much you affect her feels like giving away power. So what you see is calm, but what she feels is movement. Her inner voice might be saying, "Why did that bother me so much?" Or, "Why do I care this much?" Disconnected version. You, slightly distant. Her, acts normal, but overthinks everything later. Connected version. You, I feel like sometimes things affect you more than you show. Am I right? Her, quietly. Yeah, I just don't always say it. And when that space opens up, she doesn't have to pretend she's unaffected anymore. And that's when emotional walls start lowering, without either of you forcing them down. She creates logical reasons to stay detached. But here's what nobody explains. Most couples think emotional distance is about logic, but it's almost never about logic. It's about protection. So she tells herself stories. This might not work. We're too different. I'm not ready for anything serious. And maybe some of those things are partially true, but they're not the whole truth. Because underneath those reasons is something more honest. This matters to me, and that scares me. It's not that she doesn't feel it, it's that she's trying to stay in control of it. Disconnected version. Her, I just don't think this is the right time. End of conversation. Connected version. You. Do you think part of you is trying to make sense of something you're actually feeling? Her, pauses longer this time. Maybe. And when you meet logic with curiosity instead of pressure, she stops needing to defend her distance. And that's when emotional clarity starts replacing confusion. She watches what you do, more than what you say. Pay attention to this. Most people in relationships focus on words, but emotionally attached people track behavior. Consistency, presence, effort. Because her nervous system is asking one question. Am I safe here? Not safe from danger, safe to feel. So she notices the small things. Did you follow through? Did you show up the same way twice? Did your energy shift? And she might not say anything, but internally, something is always registering. I can trust this, or I need to be careful. Disconnected version? You say all the right things, but act inconsistently. Connected version? You show up the same way, even when it's inconvenient. And when your actions match your presence, her system starts to relax. And that's when attachment stops feeling risky and starts feeling safe. She tests the emotional waters indirectly. And this is the one most couples never figure out. She won't always ask directly how you feel. Instead, she'll test it. Subtle questions, small comments, light jokes that carry deeper meaning. Do you miss me? You probably talk to a lot of girls. You don't seem like the serious type. On the surface, it sounds casual, but underneath, she's asking, where do I stand with you? Not loudly, but carefully. Because asking directly feels too exposing. Disconnected version? You dismiss it. Why are you overthinking? Connected version? You hear the layer beneath it. You respond, sounds like you're trying to understand where I'm at. I'm here with you. And when she feels that clarity without having to chase it, something settles inside her. And that's when uncertainty starts turning into trust. She stays even when she's confused. And here's what changes everything. Most people think confusion means disinterest, but often confusion means depth. Because if she didn't care, she wouldn't stay. She wouldn't think about it. She wouldn't go back and forth. She wouldn't try to make sense of it. Confusion is what happens when feelings are real, but not yet understood. Her mind is trying to catch up to what her heart already knows, and somewhere inside, there's a quiet voice saying, don't walk away from this too quickly. Disconnected version. You assume confusion means rejection. Connected version. You recognize it as processing. And when you hold that space without rushing her, the relationship stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like something she can grow into. This isn't a checklist. It's an invitation. An invitation to see what's actually happening beneath the surface instead of reacting to what it looks like on top. Because when you understand this, you stop chasing clarity and start creating safety. And that changes everything. You become someone who doesn't just react to mixed signals. You become someone who understands them. And when you show up like that, she doesn't have to fight her feelings anymore. She can finally face them. Because the truth is simple. She's not trying to avoid connection. She's trying to feel it without losing herself. And real connection begins the moment both people feel safe enough to stop pretending they don't care.